Yo, what's going on, Freestyle Forum? This is Freestyle Rap 101, a comprehensive guide to get you started freestyle rapping. So this is going to be kind of a longer video, and I'm not going to edit it very much, so you're going to have to bear with me. But the goal that I have in this video series is I want to explain the fundamental theory and building blocks of how to freestyle rap, and then give you some exercises that you can do to start rapping today and level up your game, and then set you up with the tools that you need, the building blocks, to become a great freestyle rapper in the future. I should probably start by explaining my definition of what is freestyle rap. So sometimes it's like a debate, what counts as freestyle rap? Just to clarify, here in the Freestyle Forum and what I'm teaching is specifically off the top improvised freestyle rap. So that's similar to Harry Mack or Juice WRLD, Wayne Brady, MC Supernatural. I'm teaching, and what this community is dedicated to, off the top freestyle rap where we have no plan, nothing's pre-written, and we just make up a rap right then and there on the spot. But to be fair, freestyle rap, kind of in the general culture of music, it just means a rap that's not prepared and cut and edited and published. So even if you write a 16-bar verse and then you go to a freestyle cypher, which is like a circle of people rapping, and you spit your pre-written verse, but no one there has ever heard it before, and you've never recorded it, and you're not recording it and releasing it later, then that still counts as a freestyle rap too. So just to clear up any confusion, the term freestyle rap is interchangeable between kind of like an off-the-cuff rap that you wrote in the past but haven't used, or a completely off-the-top improvised rap being created in the moment. But that kind of rap that's being created in the moment spontaneously, that's what this course is all about. That's what we're focusing on. Next, I want to talk about the 3 core beliefs of my theory of freestyle rap. So I just want everybody here to be on the same page as we go into the more practical, fundamental musical stuff with freestyle rap. But if you want to learn freestyle rapping, I think it's important to adopt these 3 fundamental beliefs about freestyle rap. If you disagree with these beliefs, you probably won't agree with me as we move forward too much, but just want to get them out there so that we're all on the same page. The first core belief that I hold about freestyle rapping is that freestyle rap is a learnable musical skill. Just like how guitar or drums or piano are standardized, learnable skills, I think freestyle rap is in that same vein. Any form of music has like a certain level of creativity that's subjective and opinion-based, and you can like this form of music, you don't like this form, somebody else is the other way around. But when it comes down to it, a bar still has 4 beats in it. And when it comes down to it, you can still measure how many rhymes are in each verse. And there's a lot of stuff in freestyle rap that's very concrete and very measurable. So I think that we can do with freestyle rap the exact same stuff that we do with guitar and drums and piano. When I learned those things, the teachers who instructed me were able to tell me very specific things to focus on and standardized theories to remember that would help me later in learning that instrument. So that's the first core belief. Freestyle rap is a learnable musical skill, and because it is, that means anybody can learn it. So I believe anybody can freestyle rap. And that brings me to my second core belief, which is that I believe we are in the beginning of a freestyle rap revolution. I'm a firm believer that there's probably millions of people around the world who enjoy freestyle rap. Every town I visit, every company I work at, every school I've ever gone to, I've always met people who freestyle rap. Or maybe they just tried it once or twice, or maybe they're interested in freestyle rap. They think it's so cool. Oh man, I'd love to learn how to do that. Everywhere I go, I meet people who are into freestyle rap, which is so interesting because freestyle is such an underground, underreported, underpublished thing. Like, it's not really in the media very much, but millions of people like it or want to try it. And I believe that because there's so many people out there who want to try it, And because we have artists like Juice WRLD and like Harry Mack making freestyle rap a lot more popular in the media, and because the internet allows us to connect with freestyle rappers all around the world using online communities, and because there's more educational material that's standardizing the learning process of freestyle rap, all those things combined to me make me feel like we are at the beginning of a freestyle rap revolution where these millions of people who kind of just dip their toe in freestyle rap and do it at a beginner level are all going to become a lot better. I think that when we standardize the learning of freestyle rap like we're doing right here today, more people have access to become proficient freestyle rappers. And I think that what we consider to be like a nasty freestyle rapper today, that's just going to be average 5 or 10 years from now when all these people have years to learn and become nasty. And so I think we're at the beginning of a freestyle rap revolution, and I hope you're with me on this ride. Now, that's the second core belief. The third core belief about freestyle rapping is that freestyle rapping is fun, and that is the only reason you need to do it. When I first started freestyle rapping, I wanted to be a famous rapper, right? And then I learned how to play guitar, and I decided, oh, maybe I want to be like a freestyle songwriter. I'll play guitar and I'll sing. And I did that for a while, and now I'm teaching how to freestyle rap. And so our goals with music can change over time, and everybody has different individual goals. Some people want to be a world famous performing artist. Other people want to just be like the star of a party where they show off that they can freestyle rap and blow everyone's mind. Other people just want to explore their own mentality and use music as a vehicle for exploring themselves. But no matter what your reason is that motivates you to want to learn how to freestyle rap, the truth is making music is fun and rewarding in itself. So because freestyle rapping is fun, that's reason enough to learn how to do it. So I hope you're excited. Next, we're going to get into the real hardcore theory of freestyle rap. All right, so let's get into the freestyle rap formula. This is the part of this series where I'm really going to get into the nitty-gritty theory of how to freestyle rap. So if you're a beginner, I'm going to move pretty quickly. I want to cover kind of everything that goes into making a freestyle rap and developing your freestyle rap skills. So I may be moving a little bit fast. If you're an advanced freestyler already, then this may feel like, oh, it's just for beginners. But stick with me because the freestyle rap formula is really the building block. It's the foundation of how we upgrade our freestyle rap skills on purpose in a standardized way, the same way that we upgrade our skills on an instrument like drums or guitar in a standardized way. So the very first concept and kind of the most basic fundamental building block of freestyle rap is a technique we call the setup punchline technique. If this is familiar to you, it's probably because you know about Harry Mack or MC Supernatural, who do this all the time. If this is new to you, the setup punchline technique is the most foundational building block of freestyle rap in terms of consciously constructing a freestyle. And what we mean when we say that we're using the setup punchline technique to make a freestyle rap is we mean that we're building our rhyming couplets backwards. So in rap, a rhyming couplet is when two lines rhyme with each other. So I could say, I like to freestyle all of the time, putting my words into clever rhymes. Time and rhyme at the end of each bar rhyme with each other. So we call that a rhyming couplet. It's a pair of rhymes. When we're freestyling, when we're improvising, the goal is to make our freestyle raps sound musical. So we don't just want to be kind of stumbling through the music. We want to have some control. The way we control it is by building couplets with the setup punchline technique. So to take it back to that previous example, if I wanted to incorporate rhyme into my rap, I said the word rhyme is going to be my next big punchline. I would take that word mentally and I would put it at the end of the line 2 bars ahead of me. And then I would brainstorm a rhyme for the word rhyme, so time, and I would take that word and I would put it at the end of the line beforehand. Now I kind of use my rhythms and my rhetoric, my wordplay to set up those 2 words that I've pre-planned right there in the moment. So now I say, I practice freestyle rap all the time, working on my rhythms and my rhymes. So I initially came in without a plan, but as I freestyle rap, right in the moment, I'm coming up with these rhyming couplets by pre-planning them, not ahead of time, but kind of like in the moment, right? So right when I get to the beginning of a bar, I'm coming up with, okay, what's the rhyme I'm going to end on? What's the setup rhyme? Now, how am I setting it up? And that's kind of the mental order of operations that we go through when we're constructing an improvised freestyle rap. So let's get into how to actually do that in a split second, which is ultimately the goal of a freestyle rapper. To demonstrate to you the formula of a freestyle rap in a more visual format, I'm going to use the Rhyme Game, which is an app that I created to help you learn how to freestyle rap. It's how I learned how to freestyle rap, so the Rhyme Game is really an awesome tool. And it gives us a visual look at what the rhythm of a rap song looks like to help us understand how we construct these bars. So in rap music and in basically like 97, 98% of the music you listen to, there are 4 beats in each line of music. So a beat is like the pulse of the music, and a beat is consistent. We actually refer to the speed of a song by the amount of beats per minute that pass. And so understanding that there are 4 beats in each line of music, or in rap we call each line a bar, so there are 4 beats in each bar of music, understanding that is really going to unlock your ability to construct those setup punchline couplets on the fly and make them sound musical. So I just want to give an example for anyone who's kind of new to music theory and the formal study of music. A beat really is just measuring the pulse of the music. So when we say whether you're on beat or off beat, we're talking about whether you're on precisely riding on the pulse of the music. So usually in a hip hop beat, you've got like drums, boom, 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 and you can feel that pulse underneath. Sometimes it's on the drum, sometimes it's not on the drum, but it's consistently moving with the beat. Boom, 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 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each repetition of that kind of repetitive part of the song is 4 pulses, 4 beats long. So the Rhyme Game, what it does is it kind of gives you a visual representation of what it looks like when you put your rhymes on the 4th beat of each line in a song. So let me go ahead and play an example. And this is just to give you a visual example. You can see the bar is represented by these rows of squares. And each bar has 4 beats into it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've got rhyming couplets on the end of each 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, weak. 1, 2, 3, peak. 1, 2, 3, own. 1, 2, 3, stone. So what we're doing when we're freestyle rapping is building this format live. Yo, if you want to freestyle, I'm the one you call. I drop a couple videos and they come crawl. Whatever you want to come up with, right? So I hope that makes sense to people. Music is all about patterns. There are so many patterns in music. There are 4 beats in each bar. There are 2 bars in a couplet, 4 bars in a phrase, 4 phrases in a verse. In other words, there are 16 bars in each verse. So there's all these layers of patterns of 2s and 4s in your music. And when you can understand that the music is just a repeating series of 4 beats, and that you're mostly going to be putting your rhyming words on that 4th beat in each line, that is going to unlock your ability to construct a freestyle rap. So next, we're going to take it all the way back to beginner's stage. If you're a complete beginner, I don't think that you can improvise this whole thing off the top of your head just yet. I'm going to give you a couple examples that you can kind of get started with. Where to start as a beginner. All right, if you're a complete, total freestyle rap beginner, then I do not think You're going to be doing the setup punchline, improvised construction of rhyming couplets with wordplay, all in rhythm, on beat when you first start. That's crazy. There's like 1,000 things to do at once while freestyling. So if you're a complete beginner, then you should start in kind of an easier environment that allows you to succeed and slowly get better every day, just getting 5 or 10% better until the point when you can really freestyle rap off the top of your head. So let's go back to the rhyme game. My recommendation to anyone who's starting freestyle rapping is start off with a random word generator and try to do these 2 different exercises. Exercise number 1 is generate a random word. By the way, we're using the rhyme game's random word generator here. So I'm going to generate a random word and I'm just going to come up with like 3 or 4 rhymes for that word. Down, frown, town, brown. Generate another word. Sleep, creep, deep, steep. My goal is to get my brain better at rhyming by kind of like these flashcards, really. And if my brain can be better at rhyming by memorizing more rhymes, learning how to think of rhymes faster, becoming more creative with my vocabulary, then I'm going to be able to create that setup and that punchline couplet in half a second, because that's really how fast you have to be able to do it, is like in half a second when you're freestyling. So if you're a total beginner, just start by doing some rapid rhyming practice. I'll generate another word. Pool, cool, fool, tool, right? Now, another rapid practice exercise that I'm going to recommend to beginners is rapid rhetoric. Rhetoric is the second out of the 3 pillars of freestyle rap, and rhetoric is the words and wordplay and sentences that we use to set up our rhyming words. So if we have a pair of rhyming words, then we have to use our rhetoric to kind of construct sentences to help those rhyming words land on the 4th beat in each bar so that our couplet sounds musical. So I'm going to go to the settings and I'm going to actually generate 1 rhyme per word. So now when I generate a word, I'm generating a pair that rhyme. And I'm just going to practice setting up these 2 words with kind of sentences that just make logical sense. Just anything that makes sense to come out of my mouth. So I go outside and I feel the breeze. I get a pizza with extra cheese. There you go. It can be as corny as you want. Like, don't try to be too cool when you're just starting, right? Every time I rap, the microphone's hot. I got skills on the mic and these haters do not. There you go. So I'm going to be doing these type of practice exercises as a beginner to sharpen my brain's quickness. How fast can my brain think of rhymes when it sees a random word? And how fast can my brain think of a way to formulate a sentence that ends with that random word? Ultimately, I'm going to be doing this all on my own eventually. I'm going to be coming up with 2 words that rhyme and sentences that set them up at the same time. So that's rhyme, which is the first kind of pillar of freestyle rapping. Rhetoric, which is the second. And the third, which is the most important, is rhythm. Rhythm is just your ability to stay on beat, your ability to be in the pocket and make your stuff sound musical. The number 1 most important rhythmic foundation of rap is your ability to stay on beat when you hit your rhymes on the 4th beat of each line. So you can see here kind of like on the rhyme game preview there, you've got 4 beats. Someone with good rhythm is able to intentionally place each rhyme on the 4th beat. And there's certain ways to practice that, but I would say probably the best way to improve your rapping rhythm is to just rap along with your favorite songs in the car or while you're on a walk or in your bedroom. Just like put on your favorite songs and learn how to rap with them and get your timing really sharply matched with the timing of your favorite artist. That'll help sharpen your rhythm, and the random word games are going to help sharpen your rhyming and your rhetoric. And those are the 3 different pillars, the 3 different ingredients that are ultimately going to go into constructing a whole entire freestyle rap on your own. Now, let's talk about how to level up fast. So I think at this point, there's probably a handful of people who are like advanced rappers who may have left the video because they think it's too basic, or maybe they're just dealing with me right now and you're thinking like, when do we get to the advanced stuff? This is when we get to the advanced stuff. So we laid out the foundations. Our goal as a freestyle rapper is to harness the ability of the setup, punchline technique, the ability to create pairs of rhyming phrases that fit in with musical bars 4 beats long. Once we can create musical rhyming couplets, then we could just go all day long. I'll create a musical rhyming couplet, and then as soon as that one ends, I make another musical rhyming couplet. As soon as that one ends, I make another musical rhyming couplet. Next thing you know, I'm a freestyle rapper, right? And there's 100 other techniques to learn, but this is just kind of the starting position. So the question is, how do I go from doing the random words, just like rapid rhyming practice, rapid rhetoric practice? I'm rapping along with my favorite raps. So how do I level up, right? How do I get better to the point where I'm like rapping like Harry Mack? Here's how you do it. I'm gonna go back to the rhyme game. In the rhyme game, we have an estimated difficulty calculator here at the bottom of the screen. And what you should be doing is kind of slowly ramping up the difficulty of the raps that you're doing. When I first start doing the rhyme game, I'm going to usually be playing a rhyme game pattern, maybe AABB, which is a very easy rhyme pattern. And I'm going to be playing the fully filled game mode. That mode gives me all the rhymes, and it helps me keep my rhythm with that bouncing ball that bounces along with the beat. And so my only job is to kind of freestyle the phrases that create those rhyming words. And that gives me a lot of assistance. It gives me a lot of structure and a lot of control to make sure that I'm learning a bunch of rhymes and memorizing all these rhymes that it's providing me. It makes sure that I'm getting my rhythm better and getting more square and more precise with my rhythm, because that ball is helping me drop those rhymes right when I'm intending to do so, right? And it's helping me learn how to form wordplay. And so once you're pretty good at coming up with random rhetoric and random rhymes for the random word generator, then I would recommend go into the rhyme game and play fully filled mode and just freestyle these gray boxes in the beginning of each bar and let us fill in the rhymes for you at the end. That's the best thing you can do when you're first starting to really become a decent rapper. And when you get to the end of the song, by the way, when you're playing the rhyme game, you can always replay that song with the same exact words provided to you again. And that's a great way to improve if you feel like you're having trouble coming up with phrases and words to freestyle that end the sentences with each rhyming word we provide you. Just play it again and again and again with the same words over and over. Give yourself as many chances to succeed as you need, and eventually you're going to be good enough to be freestyling these gray boxes leading up to each rhyming word. And I hope you're also practicing your rhymes, doing rapid rhyme practice with a random word generator, because the next level of difficulty that you should go to is set up a punchline and off the cliff. Set up punchline, we've talked about this already. This is going to remove that first rhyming word in each couplet. It's only going to give you the second rhyming word in each couplet. So here you can see that the rhyme game has provided me with rhyme and game, but the words before both of those are missing. So I have to come up with time and flame, right? I practice all the time, working on my rhymes, spitting hot flames thanks to the rhyme game. So now it's my job to construct the rest of it. And if you play the rhyme game like this, now you're really going to be challenging your abilities to form that rhetoric and form rhymes at the same time. Another kind of similar version is off the cliff mode, which is just set up punchline inverted. That's where you say the word that you've come up with already first, and then you work on a rhyme in the second line. Usually, we want to be doing set up punchline as often as possible because that's the most control we can have in a freestyle rap. But when we lose control and we don't know where we're going next, sometimes it's important to take a mental breath and give yourself some time to think. So maybe you just go off the cliff when you're a little bit lost. All right, eventually, you want to get to the point where you're able to do no words. No words provided, just follow the bouncing ball that helps you with the rhythm. So turn off all the words on the rhyme game. This is like you're advanced at this point. And turn off all the words in the rhyme game. Now your job is to come up with rhyming couplets, meaning a setup word, and a punchline word that rhymes with that setup word, and fill in those sentences that end with it. And of course, at this point, if you can do this, like you're freestyle rapping. You're a freestyle rapper. You're a nasty freestyle rapper. Actually, by current standards, you're like a very, very good freestyler if you can do it like this. Now, I think what most people do is they kind of approach this the other direction. Most people, when they start freestyle rapping, they start here. They start with a blank canvas, no plan at all, no structure. And what happens is that their stuff just kind of, it doesn't sound musical. You know what I mean? Like, you ever hear somebody freestyle rapping and they're like, yo, I'm a lyrical, spherical miracle. It's like, that's a bunch of creative rhymes, and that's kind of cool that you come up with all those rhymes, but it doesn't sound like a song I want to listen to. It doesn't sound musical. What the rhyme game helps you do with the bouncing ball is it helps you construct your rhythm in a way that sounds musical and sounds controlled. And so if you can do this version with no words with the structure of the rhyme game, then you're really nasty, right? Now, there's a million variations too. I'm going to go back to setup punchline. We can do different rhyming patterns. A is 4 rhymes in a row. You can do A, where we're alternating rhymes, right? Do A, double time. Oh my goodness, don't even get me started. But the goal here is just start at a lower difficulty level. When you're good enough to kind of do the lower difficulty level, I don't know, 4 out of 5 times, you get it right most of the time, then go to the next difficulty level and just keep experimenting with how high of a difficulty level you can get. Then, after you're at like a very high difficulty level, you're going to move on to the next step. The next step, of course, should be escaping from the rhyme game. So when I say escaping from the rhyme game, I mean like my form of teaching you how to freestyle rap is really centered around the rhyme game. And I think the rhyme game's dope. It's how I learned how to freestyle rap. But the thing is, like, eventually you want to be able to freestyle rap for people without the help of a cell phone app. You know what I mean? You want to just be able to hear a beat and then off the top of your brain, you're suddenly spitting a rap. So what we want to learn when we have gotten to the point where we're doing difficult rhyme game challenges in the rhyme game, we want to start escaping from the rhyme game and practicing what I call the juggle. The juggle is the mental ability to take the rhythm, the rhyme, and the rhetoric that you're constructing during your freestyle rap and juggle those 3 balls over and over and over again for an entire minute or entire 5-minute song, right? Or maybe an entire hour-long cypher. You want to be able to come up with 2 rhymes and then think of rhetoric that sets up those rhymes and then place that rhetoric in a way to help the rhymes land on the 4th beat. And when the rhyme lands, suddenly you got to think of another rhyme. And so you're really mentally juggling each of these 3 things. I call them the 3 R's, rhythm, rhyme, and rhetoric. So when you're practicing with the rhyme game, the goal should be, which one of the 3 R's am I focusing on improving today? Am I trying to do cooler rhythms and cooler flows and different patterns in my music? Am I trying to become a better rhymer, doing more rhymes in a row or coming up with rhymes faster? Am I trying to get better wordplay and better rhetoric to set up my rhymes? And as you're improving each of those 3 ingredients over and over again, you should be putting the rhyme game in your pocket once in a while and saying, I'm just going to put on a beat and try to do it without the help of the rhyme game. Because if I can construct that rhythm that I'm doing with the rhyme game without it, and if I can come up with those rhymes without it, and if I can do that setup punchline without it, then I'm really freestyle rapping. And if you can do setup punchline for a minute straight without the rhyme game, then you're honestly one of the most skilled freestyle rappers in the whole world right now, and you are on the front lines of the freestyle rap revolution. So I hope a lot of you get there, because I would love to see tons of people get to that level. My recommendation to practice the juggle when it's your time to start juggling these raps on your own is try to practice the juggle by using random objects around the room instead of random words. That's, I think, the best way to kind of divorce yourself from the rhyme game, to escape from the rhyme game. If I'm looking around, I might say, I'm rapping so hard I might spit out a tooth. Right now I'm standing in my recording booth. Right? I spit rhymes all day and all night. Cool wordplay that I say into the mic. Whatever I can come up with, I'm looking around my room and creating setup punchline couplets totally freeform without the help of the rhyme game. When you can do that, ultimately you've unlocked continuous freestyling without crashing, which is probably all of our goals, is to be able to just do a continuous freestyle rap that sounds musical without making mistakes and crashing. I mean, little mistakes are fine, but we don't want to just be and not know what to say next, right? And at that point, probably the hardest thing that you're going to have to get over is, what do I talk about? What do I say? You know, what comes next? How do I make my performance better? So that's when we go into the next level. Once you are comfortable doing techniques like setup punchline, freestyle rapping, off the clip freestyle rapping, looking around the room, doing random words, freestyle rapping. Once you're starting to get confident with that type of stuff, then I think the obvious next step you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to become a master freestyle rapper. That's what I wanted. Once I was able to use the rhyme game to intentionally do setup punchline and blank verses and stuff like that, I was just like, now the sky's the limit. What's next? What do I do to become an absolute monster on the mic, right? Which is ultimately, I think, most people's end goal when they start is they're like, I just want to be so nasty at freestyle rapping. That's how I was, at least. At that point, you can start to kind of hit a wall where you're like, wait, how do I get better now? Like, how do I find out cooler stuff to talk about? How do I perform better? How do I improve my skills at this point once all of those rhyme gameable, measurable techniques are kind of checked off the checklist? And at this point, I think there are 3 things you have to do to get better. And to be honest, if you're a total beginner, you should be doing these 3 things all the time, right from the beginning of your journey. But at this point, if you're able to do setup punchline and you're not doing these 3 things yet, you're seriously missing out. You're falling behind. So these are the 3 things that are going to not just make you like a competent freestyle rapper, but make you confident and make you like a rock star on the mic. So the 3 things you should do is, 1, you should do binary practice exercises. Those are practice exercises where you write down your objective when you start. I'm going to do A, setup punchline technique with random words around my room for 16 bars straight. That's 8 couplets in a row, right? Write that down, write down what your goal is, and try it and say, I either did it or I didn't do it. Because a lot of times in improvised music, and improvised music like jazz or freestyle rapping is notorious for this, a lot of times we're just messing around. And we just aimlessly mess around for a while, and we enjoy it, but we don't get much better just aimlessly messing around. With binary practice exercises, our goal is to not mess around, to set up guardrails that say we either did what we set out to do, or I didn't. Maybe my mind diverted, I got distracted and said something else that didn't really fit the rules. And those binary practice exercises help me level up because I can find a binary practice exercise that's just too hard. I can get it right 1 out of 5 times. And then tomorrow, maybe I get it right 2 out of 5 times. And then maybe by the end of the week, I'm getting it right 4 out of 5 or 9 out of 10 times in a row. And now I have a skill that I didn't have last week, and I have it this week. So binary practice. Number 2 thing that you should do to become a master of the freestyle craft, as much as it pains me to say it, you should write raps. You should write verses. So when you're comfortable with the rhyme game and you're comfortable with the 4-beat structure of rap, the feel of the pulse, boom, 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 rhyme, 1, 2, 3, rhyme, 1, 2, 3, setup, 1, 2, 3, punchline. Once that's like the back of your mind knowledge, you're just totally good with it. You really need to start writing raps because you're probably pushing your mind to its limit when you're freestyle rapping. You're probably not like taking it easy while freestyling. So your mind doesn't have as much room to breathe and think of new ideas off the top. It happens for sure sometimes, but it doesn't happen nearly as much as when you're sitting with a piece of paper and writing. So you can write a verse in the notepad of your phone, you can write on a piece of paper, write raps wherever you can, right? But when you start writing raps, you're going to discover new rhythms that you never used off the top, and new wordplay tactics and new rhyming pairs that are creative that you never thought of when you were going off the top. And everything that you think of while you're writing, you get to steal that and put it in your pocket now. And now all those cool ideas that you came up while you were writing and while you were taking your time to think, now those are all ready to go off the top next time that you go off the top. So You get new rhythms, new rhymes, new rhetoric formats by writing raps, especially writing 16-bar verses, which you should become a master of writing 16-bar verses. The third thing to become a freestyle rap master, this should have been the first thing, really. This is like the number one thing you have to do as a musician. You've got to perform in front of other people. You have to either rap with your friends in a cypher circle, or just like go out in public and rap, or go on Monkey or Omi TV and meet random strangers and rap for them, or rap for yourself on a recording and then watch it back after. You have to perform with an audience in order to improve. Because I think when we're alone, we focus a lot on our individual priorities that we care about. I want my rhythm to be better, so I'm focusing all on my rhythm today when I'm practicing. But when I go out and perform in front of people, suddenly I realize, wait a minute, my rhythm's not even the problem. It's my wordplay was the problem. I would be a better performer if I got better at wordplay in front of all those people. My rhythm was fine the whole time. So a lot of times we get this tunnel vision when we're alone, and when we go perform for people, that tunnel gets totally obliterated, and we realize, wait, there's all this other stuff I want to focus on. And probably the number one thing that you've got to focus on with rapping that performing with other people helps with is you got to learn how to not try to look cool, but just try to have fun. I mean, at the end of the day, some of us are cool, some of us are not cool, some of us are like smart, some of us are more, laid back and chill, some of us are funny, some of us are like super like cerebral, cool, like trippy. Like you have your own personality, and if you try too hard to impress people or to be cool or something, it never ends up working out. Ultimately, the goal, whatever your personality is to have fun and create a fun, cool, good energy around the room that you're freestyling in. And performing in front of people really forces you to learn that firsthand. Last step towards freestyle mastery is discover yourself and change the game. So I said this before in the beginning, freestyle rapping is fun. And that's the only reason you need to do it. Like just, oh, that looks fun, that looks cool, I'm gonna try it. That's all the reason you need to freestyle rap. Trust me, you're gonna get what you want out of it. But we all have different goals anyway. You might want to be the next famous recording artist who's the best freestyle rapper like Juice WRLD was. Maybe you want to be like the life of the party. You go to a party and you freestyle rap, everybody goes nuts, Maybe you just want to look inside of your own mind and like trip out with the music and see what comes out, right? Whatever you want to do, I think that the ultimate goal of freestyle rap is just to kind of find out what you are musically, musician-wise, artistically. What are you? What expression do you create? And putting that expression out into the world. If you join the Freestyle Forum, our community on Discord, you're going to hear me talk a lot about my progression system, which is based on like karate belts. So I have like white belt level exercises, yellow belt, blue belt, purple belt level, how you can level up each step of the way by doing different exercises as a rapper. You can learn all that in the community, but my ultimate final vision for any musician, which is kind of like the black belt level of like the best of the best musicians, has nothing to do with your actual technical skills and abilities. So we're using the rhyme game to develop our technical skills and abilities, the foundations of freestyle, like the setup punchline technique, the off the cliff technique, different rhythms and rhyme schemes and patterns. But at the end of the day, all of that stuff, that's just tools. Those are just paintbrushes and colors for you to use on the canvas. And it's up to you to discover the style that's inside of you. And I do believe that because we're at the beginning of the freestyle rap revolution, and I think that millions of people are going to soon become much better at freestyle than we used to be, I think a lot of people are going to find new styles and new ways to do it. And that's really going to change the game. So your ultimate goal, no matter what level of freestyle rap you're at, no matter what your dream of freestyle is, your ultimate goal should be to take these tools and techniques and master them so that you can use them creatively to create that energy out in the world. And If you're down to do that, then I totally want you to be a part of the freestyle rap revolution with me, because we are going to change the game.